Good evening, everyone. My name is Eridella Bynum, and I'm doing my presentation, Family Theory presentation. The title of the theory I'm presenting is the Family Developmental and Life Cycle Theory by Duval. It was originally conceptualized by Duval and Hill in 1948 with the purpose to provide conceptualization organization to a diffuse set of generalization about families as changing settings for child and adult development over time. It is aligned with Erik Erikson's human psychosocial state theory. We go to the next slide. Description of the theory, and the key concept of this theory is basically it describes the process of family developing over time that is predictable, that's the keyword, and yet individual based on unique life circumstances and family interaction. So this theory, the family unit is generalized and goes through eight developmental family life cycles. It starts at birth of the first child, and then it goes to the parent's death or loss of possession through death. The new stages develop with every birth of a child or adoption with corresponding developmental tasks. Slide. Here it shows the table 1 shows the stages and tasks of the 8 family developmental family life cycles. So in the next coming up slides, I will discuss further a few of the 8. So more description about this theory. This this theory, the family view or the example of the family is the traditional and nuclear and intact family, meaning that there's mom and dad and child or children. So this excludes the like non-traditional or blended family like what we see nowadays. So family's health relies on generalization of each stages or the expected normative and non-normative. The normative is those are the tasks expected at at the current stage the person is on. So their health depends on that. And of course, the illness is example of non-normative that it could happen. So family members move from one stage to another as the child grows and after mastering the previous stage. So it focuses on family life cycle along with normative again. And family's environment depends on developmental stages. For example, if childless couple, so they're not living with small children, or um, also the economic factor of it. So they may be living in a low income neighborhood and so on and so forth. That affects the family's health being. So, and next slide is every state has different trajectories uh, and priorities. So this talks about the application of the into nursing practice. So I'm just going to use the stage 1 and 2 of the 8 stages of the theory. So stage 1 talks about childless married couples. Their task or the focus of their day-to-day life is navigating how to live together or adjusting relationship with more family members. And while the childbearing stage is they're talking about, which is the next slide. Yeah, the next slides, childbearing stage. Their task is childbearing, child rearing, and space adjustment. Like they may have to move to different community for to have close to babysitting or daycare, and child's um, the child's what do you call that, health, responsibilities. So that also affects the family's health and dynamic and how they are handling it. So, and next part we're gonna talk about the research project discussion. So, I found two studies. First is talks about this theory is being used how uh, again having a new baby in the family. It doesn't matter first or second, how it affects to the couples social life, like their contact to their networks and family. So they use this stage this. So they found that this theory that while the effect only is what really affecting is the distance. If the couples are away from the family and relatives, so they cannot really have a lot of support with babysitting. But as far as materials like helping money or emotional support, they're not deprived because they through logistics, so easy to cope with phone calls and packages so the family needs. And next is second study is using also family developmental studies, although it uses Roland's theory, but also another developmental study. They use it's the case of schizophrenia. They identify that it's what causes the exacerbation is the stress of the environment, so that of the patient, so that involves the family. So they included to treat the family too. So see if the patients it's more effective. So they found it is more effective that so more effective if they include the family. So knowing this, it's just this research proves how family dynamics affect the how the affects the individual's health, or it's the other way around. Individual's health or illnesses affect the family as well. So, and summary and conclusion. So I will use this. How I'm going to use this is I can assist the family individually or as a family as a group by using question related to normative predictable events supportive of the developmental stages. Example question like interviewing the family to determine where the family, when it comes to like cognitive, social, emotional, spiritual, and developmental. So this is gonna be very helpful. This theory with doing my family assessment project. So although this theory just really was based on traditional family, it still remains helpful because it doesn't matter if we're divorced parents or single parents, we will go through the same developmental stages of life. So that's the beauty about this theory, and I'm gonna be using this in this practice, in my practice. So that's really it. And yep, I've said that. So thank you and for listening and watching.